Global trade tensions and policy shifts impact U.S. economic strategies and security dynamics.
And we'll see whether or not we can balance out our budget. With the European Union, it's $350 billion deficit. So obviously something's going to take place there.
A follow-up on this, for the European Union, what's the timeline? And are you thinking along the line 25%?
With who? With who?
The EU, how much?
I wouldn't say there's a timeline, but it's going to be pretty soon. No, I'm not concerned. We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that. But long-term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world. We have deficits with almost every country. Not every country, but almost. And we're going to change it. It's been unfair. That's why we owe $36 trillion.
Okay, he's saying, well, the question was he concerned about the situation short term or just in general with this whole tariffs and the back and forth? And his question was no, or his answer was no. But there are those, he ran talking about getting prices reduced, things like a gallon of milk or a carton of eggs. For those of us who've taken Econ 101, there's nothing we understood then and we understand now that there's nothing he can do to reduce the inflation. It's once a carton of eggs is now henceforth $5 or whatever it is until it goes up more. There's no reduction, right? It is what it is until it goes up more. The hope would be to simply have it reduced or slowed, but not, you can't make it go back. It just doesn't work like that. So for those who were expecting that, that's unfortunate that you're not going to be getting that. And then also, that means that the prices are actually going to get higher. So in the short term, he's saying, yeah, we're going to feel a little bit, but in the long run, it'll be better for the country. So rather than prices being reduced, that means they're actually going to go up. And it's hard to say how much more, but things are definitely going to continue to go up. Now, two things can be true. First off, there's no reduction of the inflation. That's number one. Secondly, there has been a whole lot of robbery that has been taking place. And the average American man and woman like me or you, the average taxpayer like me or you, are the ones that have been paying the brunt of the price, helping literally all of humanity. So we're told. Now, we know that that's obviously not the case. And for anyone who believes that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. Just wire me $100,000 for a deposit, and we'll, as earnest money, we'll say, and then we'll carry on the transaction from there. For everyone else, we understand that that is not the case, that we've been lied to, that we've been deceived, that we've been manipulated, and that we've been tricked. And it's not funny, and it's a bit tiring for everyone. And I think Trump is savvy enough to know that you can shear a sheep many times, but you can skin it only once. And right now, it's getting to the point where this rich, fat sheep called the UX tax base is getting to the point of being skinned alive here. And it just doesn't make sense for really the whole global economy, to be honest.
We have deficits with everybody. We help everybody. We've been helping everybody for years. And to be honest, I don't think they appreciate it. So we're going to change that. We're going to change it fast. We're going to make America great again. We have to focus on our country.
No, they don't appreciate it at all. Many people think it's just something that is normal and that we're supposed to do that. And that, after all, we have a bottomless purse. So what difference does it make?
We have tremendous potential if properly used, and we have to focus on our country. Tremendous deficits with China, tremendous deficits with the European Union, tremendous deficits with Mexico and Canada. And why? What's the purpose of that? Why would we have deficits? And you look at if you look at pharmaceuticals and drugs, if you look at various products, it's much cheaper in other countries. We're not going to allow that much longer. We're not going to take it.
What's going on there?
Well, it's been run by a bunch of radical lunatics, and we're getting them out. USAID, run by radical lunatics, and we're getting them out, and then we'll make a decision.
Spoken with anyone from Canada or from Mexico since you appointed?
I've spoken with people from Canada. I've spoken with people from Mexico, and I've spoken to a lot of other people too.
Prime Minister Trudeau or?
I'm speaking with Prime Minister Trudeau tomorrow morning, and I'm also speaking with Mexico tomorrow morning. And I don't expect anything very dramatic. We put tariffs on. They owe us a lot of money, and I'm sure they're going to pay.
Would you send troops to take the Canal of Panama?
About what?
Panama, the Canal of Panama. Would you send U.S. troops?
I don't think troops will be necessary in Panama. What Panama has done is terrible for national security for this part of the world. And, 70% of the signage on the Panama Canal was written in Chinese. That's not right. So it wasn't meant for China. It should have never been made. The deal was a ridiculous deal. We lost 38,000 people building the Panama Canal, one of the great wonders of the world. 38. It was the most expensive project ever built by this country, if you take it forward. The most expensive project ever built. We lost 38,000. And what happens? China owns it all of a sudden? It's not going to happen. We're not going to let that happen.
So he's saying 38,000 people passed into the ether so that this thing can be built?
We have national security concerns, and they wouldn't let it happen either.
Mr. President, what would Canada and Mexico need to do for you to lift the tariffs? What are specifically you want?
They'd have to balance out their trade, number one. That we've got to stop people from pouring into our country, and we've stopped it. They haven't stopped it. We've stopped it. They have to stop people from pouring in, and we have to stop fentanyl, and that includes China. Fentanyl has killed this year at least 200,000 people. It's pouring in from China through Mexico and Canada, and they've got to stop it. And if they don't stop it, the tariffs are going to get worse, a lot worse.
So he wants the fentanyl stopped. Fair enough. In order to get the tariffs reduced. We'll see. We'll see how the show goes.